Okay, fantastic. Okay, so welcome to everyone that's here with me in the room, and then also to everyone that is watching the replay. I hope you're going to enjoy this. I'm very excited for this little workshop that I put together. So first of all, what I want to do is I want us to all drop into the space. So I'm just going to open the space, create a nice little container for us to work in with the energies tonight, and then we're going to get started on the topic of channeling. Okay. Ooh, I see. Hello from Sydney. Hello from South Africa. That's quite cool. I think we're from all over the world tonight. So beautiful. So I'm just going to ask you guys to just take a moment, just close your eyes for me, and just all make sure you're on mute. You look like you're all on mute at the moment. We're just going to take a deep breath in. And I want you to visualize yourself now pulling all of your energy into the room here with us, just into this sacred space. And just allowing everything from today to stay outside of the circle. Everything you need to worry about, the family, work, anything that's going on in your life. Just grant yourself this time here to just lean into what you need to feel tonight, to really just connect with what you need to connect with tonight. Whatever the universe is wanting to speak to you about and wanting to communicate to you about tonight, allow that to drop in for you. So give yourself this space. So as I open the circle now, I invite in all of the beautiful energies, all of the guides that need to speak to us tonight. I invite in all of the energies that is for the highest good. I'm asking for safety, protection, guidance during this session together. And I'm asking that whatever needs to come through, comes through. And whatever needs to land, let it land where it needs to land as well. Saretia, Kerosila, Isia Trenda, Hiremitiako, Saresiki, Aresali, Handesa, Kiara Sokorosia se. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, take a deep breath in and out. And you can open your eyes. Okay, yes. Right, okay, so this is the first thing about channeling, is we always create sacred space, okay? We always create a sacred space, and we always ask, oh, hi, Clea from Iowa. Awesome. We always ask for our space to be protected. We always ask for the energies that we're going to work with to be for the highest good, okay? I'm going to delve into that a little bit later. Because this is really very much about what energy are you in, how do you feel about where you're at, and that's really important. So one of the biggest things with channeling is that people have this idea that when you channel, they're waiting for this big voice, this big booming voice, this like immense, it feels like people are waiting for God to speak and go, hello, Yolandi, I have a message for you, you need to bring this through. And I'm like, this is not how it works at all, ever in the history of mankind. Maybe for Moses it did, but for the rest of us, it doesn't work that way, okay? When we think about channeling, there is different things that we need to take into consideration. And especially if you're not a professional channeler, if you're starting out, if you're wanting to like delve a little bit deeper, what I'm going to go through tonight is really like some practical ideas and concepts that I want you to start playing with so that you can start interacting with the different energies. Okay, so last time when I did the workshop on the light body, I was speaking to you guys about the different strands of energy. Okay, so I've got my energy body, you've got your energy body, and everyone's got an energy body. So we have our own little signature, but so do all of the energies out there. Okay, so if I've got, say, let's choose an example. If I've got the energy of Mary Magdalene, for instance, okay, she has got an energy signature to her. She has literally, she's got, just like you and I, she would have had lives that she lived. She would have had energetic connections. She would have been, for instance, here on Earth. If you think about different ascended masters, etc., they've all got like information that they keep in their energy body, just like you and I do. Okay, so this is really important. So we basically have got access to these energy bodies, these information pieces, just like I've got access to my own set of information. Okay, so this is really important. So if you think about these different strands, so I'm just going to use random examples. So I've got the angels, I've got the ascended masters, I've got passed over loved ones, I've got guides, etc. And if we think about these energies, there's different ways that we can get to access these energies. So for those of you who've come to our Project Earthwork sessions, you would have seen Karen channeling. Okay, so when Karen channels, she literally creates herself as a complete open container. Karen leaves, the energy comes in through her, and she becomes a vessel for whatever needs to be spoken through her. Okay, so that's the one way of doing it. And that's basically, that takes a lot of practice. She's been doing this for very, very many years. But the other way of channeling is connecting to different energies and getting messages from them. Okay, so we're going to speak a bit about that tonight, because that way of channeling, opening yourself up, creating your body and your energy body as you basically moving out of the way and you're allowing an energy to come through you, is something that takes a bit of practice. Some people obviously they're natural channels. They'll be like that since they were little kids. They can literally just let the energy come in. Their voice will change. They'll get different accents, whatever. They'll start like speaking. Okay, so that takes quite a bit of practice. But for everyone else, when you want to start out, think about the fact that you have got this energy here and that you're connecting with this energy and you're going to get different messages. Okay, so all of these energies out there wants to come and talk to us. Okay, so if you think about like all of the beautiful angels, the light beings, the star beings, etc., they are literally standing around waiting to come and give information to us. They're waiting for us to basically go, hi, can I have a conversation with you about something? And then please come and share this with me. Okay, so all of these energies are there. We just have to basically open ourselves up to tuning into the energy and asking the questions. Okay, so the very first thing that is really important when it comes to connecting with energy is you being aware of what happens in your body. Okay, so when I started channeling, I had like no idea about anything, right? I was just like, it was this pipe dream. I was like literally like, I want to do this, I want to be there, I want to like channel like those other people on TV and blah blah blah. And so I was like, okay guys, well you have to show me what to do. You have to kind of like teach me now and like help me to do this. So initially when I started out with my guides, they said to me, Yolandi, you have to go and connect with people's energy. Okay, you have to basically feel into their energy field and start by feeling what happens in your body. So I took my clients and I said, okay, I want to play around a bit. Please, can I experiment on you? Okay, so then what I did was I started tuning into their energy, and I would tune into their energy, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, I can feel something weird in my heart happening, or I can maybe feel like my throat's feeling funny, or I'm feeling really anxious. And then what I realized was I'm busy reading their energy field. And for me, that was really interesting because I could feel what other people were feeling inside of their body when I consciously decided that I wanted to connect with them. Obviously, I had their permission because we were in a safe space together, asked them, etc. And then I started doing that. Okay, so then I realized, but hey, I'm actually using my clair senses. Okay, so you guys know about clairs. We know about like clairvoyance and clairsentient and all that type of stuff. So then I started thinking, okay, well, I'm actually using my clair senses to read and connect with someone's energy. And that for me was quite cool because I'd say the majority of us are actually empaths. We know that we can feel people. You know, when we walk into a room, what we feel like. So technically, it's not that difficult to actually obtain information or feelings from when I'm connecting with someone's energy. And that's where my own channeling journey actually started, was when I started feeling into what I'm feeling for other people. So then when I started saying to them, but I can feel this, and it feels really uncomfortable and it feels heavy, and then people started confirming, yes, that's exactly how it feels in my body. So that then basically gave me the confidence to go, okay, cool. So if I can access that information, what else can I then access? Okay, so the one thing before we go further into this, so if you think about your gifts or who you are as a person, I want you to have a moment and actually think about, like, what is it that, in terms of your clairs, what is it that you use most often? Okay, so do you use your feeling? So like your clair feeling, when I speak about clair feeling, I'm like, how does it feel in your body? Or do you use the clair knowing when you go, oh, I just knew that. That just came to me. It was just something that I was like completely aware of. It was there. Do you use your clair seeing? Like, do you maybe have like flashes of information that comes through? And these things are literally just like bombing and you go, oh, I saw this or I saw that. Or do you maybe use your hearing, your clair hearing? So sometimes you might just hear a word, or there might be something that just, you know, like a song that pops up in your head, something like that. Or sometimes there's even like smelling or actually tasting something when you connect with someone's energy. Okay, so these things are like really important because this is what you can utilize first when you start channeling. So it's very important to become very aware of what your body does. Okay, so as you practice this more, because as I always say, this is a bit like riding a bike. The more you do this and the more you practice, the better you get at it. So the more you start to realize, oh, my body's responding like this, I can hear this, I can see this, I can sense that, I know that, you can actually start putting it all together. Okay, and you can actually start getting more and more information. Okay, so the same thing applies. Like if I can do that for people, I do exactly that for the energies out there. Okay, I can do that when I tune into the energies of an ascended master. I can do that when I tune into the energies of an angel, because I can maybe hear something, I can maybe sense something, I can maybe feel something. There might be something that they want me to, like a message around hearts. There might be something that they want to share about the energy that's out there, etc. But we have to use our bodies to interpret the energy that we are connecting with. Okay, so how does that feel? Am I getting a little bit of a yes, this kind of makes sense, Yolandi? Okay, no one's going, no, this is utter crap. So I think we're good. Okay, so basically for me, it's really about like needing to understand your body, needing to understand like what is it that it's feeling and how is it trying to communicate with you? Because just like in life, wherever I go, wherever I'm interacting with energy, if I'm consciously interacting with energy, I can actually get information. I can get information and I can start putting it together and I can start making sense of what they're trying to say to me. Okay, so that's really the simplest way of starting with this. And I think when you get into the territory of like your body being taken over and your senses being taken over, I remember when it happened to me the first time, it was probably one of the scariest things because it was like I could feel myself going out and I could just feel my face changing and I could feel this energy literally buzzing within me. And I was like, what the hell's happening? And it was so weird. And then when I stopped shaking and I realized that something's come in, I actually then started speaking and there was just this weird voice that came through and I just allowed it because I wanted it, okay? Because I'd been asking for a long time to become a proper channel, but I first needed to go through the process of trusting my body enough, trusting my intuition enough, trusting the messages enough so that the energies would come, okay? So it's really about like taking the time when you're wanting to learn to channel to actually keep on connecting, keep on connecting, keep on connecting. Okay, so what I'm going to do tonight with you guys is we're going to go into the healing grid and we're actually going to start like connecting with the energies. And I want you to start seeing what is your body saying to you? What is your body bringing through? What messages are you actually starting to get from these different energies? Now, this is a lot of trust that needs to happen here. Okay, you need to be solid in what you're inviting in. You need to be solid within yourself about how am I feeling about this? Like, do I trust myself? Do I trust this voice? Do I trust this feeling that's coming in? And again, you can only learn to trust something when you trust yourself. Okay, so the more you work with your body, the more you are in that space of going, this is how I feel. I can feel this feels different. I can feel this. I can hear this. I can see this. I can sense this. The more you connect with that all the time, the more you're going to start trusting it, because it's not just some random fleeting thing that's coming past. You're in an intentional setting of going, I want to connect with the energies. So you need to allow yourself to actually work with your body in a very, very deep way. Okay, so we're going to play around with that a bit. And I think one of the big things as well is that there's been a lot of fear instilled in us by different people, by institutions, and just by the way that we've been brought up and just the systems around us, about trusting ourselves and about the energies and the bad stuff that is out there. So that's always one of the first questions that people go. They're like, I don't want to be like channeling some dark energy that I can't control or that I don't know what's going to come through. And I feel that this is a conditioning that's been placed upon us to keep us out of the higher realms. Okay. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't call in protection. You guys see me doing it all the time. I do not run a session for anyone if I don't call in protection, because this is just, it is what it is, right? But at the base of it all, when you are stepping into that space of connecting with the energies and your intentions are clear as to what you want and who you want to connect with and what you want to work with, you aren't going to be calling anything in that is not for your highest good. Okay. And you will know immediately. When I am busy working with people and I can feel different energies wanting to come in, you become aware of it immediately. Your body will react in a way that it tries to protect you and that it's going, no, this doesn't feel good. So I can guarantee that you will immediately know if an energy isn't on the right vibration for you and for you to work with. Okay, so you need to please just like always be mindful of that, because the minute that you walk into a room, for instance, and there's a bad guy there, or there's like some creepy situation, you're walking in the road by yourself, your body warns you and you start feeling uncomfortable. Okay, so if your body can warn you about some human's energy, it sure as shit can warn you about energy that is not in alignment with you, and you'll know and you'll close the door. Okay, that's it. So this thing that we need to be so scared of working with the energies, going into the realms, we need to unlearn this. Okay, you are your best protector. You're a complete sovereign being, and you know exactly what you're doing. Even though you think you don't, I promise you, you have a very clear concept in your energy field of what you can and can't work with. Okay, so this is really a big process of stepping back into your power. This is a big process of taking back your sovereign energy and allowing yourself to go and explore places that is unknown. Because I hear so often from my clients like, well, what if I don't get anything? Well, what if I sit there and nothing happens? Okay, but you won't know unless you try. And one of the first ways that I started connecting with different energies when I first started out, and I'm talking now 6-7 years ago, was to sit and write. Okay, so I would literally call in guides for my clients, and I would sit and I would write messages. Okay, I would sit and I'll say, okay, I'm calling in this guide and I need to give a message to my client. I would sit in front of my computer and I would just type, or I would write, depending on what I was busy doing that day, but I would literally let the information come through my hands. And that is how I used to do it. Okay, so we call that when you're basically automatic writing, when you tune into the energy and your hands do the thing. Okay, so if you're too scared to sit and try and first go up there, try and write. Okay, call in some energies and ask, and then start writing. Okay, whatever comes up, even if it's just a word in the beginning, even if it's just a concept in the beginning, whatever, you have to start somewhere. Okay, and this is practice. So I've been practicing for a few years, but I'm like, everyone has to start. Everyone has to start. And the more you do this, the better you're going to get at it. I promise you. Like yeah, this is like racing bikes now for me. It's like epically beautiful when you get to connect with the energies and when you realize what they actually want to say. Okay, so the other thing is setting intentions for when you're starting. Okay, so say you go in, because I think the biggest problem is most people think, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to get stuff. Okay, you're having a two-way conversation with the energies all the time. You're constantly communicating with the energies. And this helps me a lot. And I mean, people who are my clients, they know that when they're in a session with me, it's like I'm having a full-on conversation with this unknown energy, and I'm trying to get as much information and asking as many questions as possible every time I go in, because I need to assimilate what's happening and I need to find information. Even if I go into past lives, etc., I'm always asking questions. Okay, and this is something that I learned from the Akashics, is we have to ask the questions. Okay, so if you go in and you say, just give me some information, well, what do you want? What are you interested in? Do you want to know more about what the current energies are about? What do you want to know more about, like maybe about like how do I deal with certain emotions, or maybe how do I actually deal with this, working with this type of energy or this chakra, or what? You have to have a question. Okay, you can't just sit there and go, give me something. Okay, that will happen later when they come knocking at your door and go, I want to have a quick conversation, and you can expect that. But in the beginning, you have to ask questions. You always have to ask questions. You're constantly interacting, and what happens is when you ask the question, you're going to get a feeling, you're going to get a seeing, you're going to get a hearing, you're going to get a knowing. Okay, something's going to pop, and you're going to find something, and you have to ask the question. And then when that thing comes, ask again. Well, what does that mean? How does that work? How does this come together? We're constantly asking questions, and the more we ask questions, the more we get information. Okay, this is how the energy constantly speaks to us. Right. Okay, so Karina says she uses both clairsentience and clairknowing. Okay, so you see, so this is the thing, because eventually what happens is you actually start putting all of your clair senses together. And so everything basically forms this beautiful, because this is technically what we're meant to do, is we're meant to work with all of our clair senses. But in the beginning, we have one that's stronger. So my clairknowing was always like my top one. Okay, so that's a bitch to have, because like you can't see anything, no one can prove it. You just have to trust that this thing is like what you're feeling and what's coming up is right. Okay, at least if you can clear hear or clear see, there's something like evident. But the whole thing about just like the knowing is like, I better trust this. There's something inside of me that's telling me this is how it is. And I don't know why, but I just have this feeling. Okay, but eventually, the more we do this, it becomes a combination of these beautiful clairs of ours, and then we expand from there. Okay. So asking the questions, really important. Yeah, and start writing, start talking, like asking, writing down, setting intention. These things are all really important. Okay, you can't just walk in there and go, ta-da, hit me, baby. Okay, we need to have a purpose. We need to have an idea. So what I want you to do now is we want to call in your guides tonight. So let's take a moment and think about a question that you have for your guides. Okay, think about something that you want to know more about. Okay, it might be about something in your life, it might be about some physical thing, it might be about some emotional thing, it might be about something that's happening, maybe a direction that you need to go in, etc. I want you to just have a clear intention in your head for when we go into the grid now to go and do the work. Okay, so just take a moment, just close your eyes for me, and let's just see. Like, just ask a quick question. We're not going to get an answer now, but I just want you to, in your heart, feel, sense, what is it that you actually want to find out tonight when we go and explore? Okay, so just take a second. Okay. So this is you basically setting your intention now to the universe. And what we're asking as well is that the most appropriate guide that you need to speak to tonight comes to work with you. Okay? The most appropriate, highest level of good for you comes through. Okay. Right. So, take a deep breath in. And I'm going to open the circle now, and I'm going to take us into the grid. Okay. So we're all calling in our beautiful guides right now. We're asking them to come through and to show us exactly what we need to see. And for those of you who haven't worked with me before, I am going to channel some light language while we're in here, so we can work with our clairs a little bit. So that's me speaking in different languages, again, connecting to different strands of energy that I'm bringing into the sacred space. And that will also help with opening up our clair senses tonight as well. So as we open up the circle now, I want you to visualize yourself sitting somewhere that feels really good to you, somewhere beautiful, somewhere where you feel really, really safe. It can be anywhere. You can be anywhere in the world. You can be on top of a mountain. You can be somewhere in nature. You can be wherever you want to be. If you want to be in a spaceship, if you want to be up in the sky, sitting on a cloud, whatever makes you feel good. Okay. Sitting there, taking a deep breath, and really sense your surroundings as well. So I want you to just take a moment and first scan your body. Okay, so we're going to start at the top, where the top of your head. And I want you to just tune into your crown. I want you to become aware of your own energy. Feel what your head feels like on top. And then allow beautiful stream of energy just to start gently, gently connecting with your crown. Very gently. Now I want you to move this energy down to where your third eye is. Allow it to rest there for a moment. And as we now take the energy of the third eye, and we start expanding that energy, beautiful disk of energy, through this light. It's like a little connection point. Think of it as a switch that's been flipped in your energy field to open you up. So now as I pull that energy down a little further, and I take it down to my throat, and I allow it to connect with my truth. And see what that energy feels like for you. Does it feel familiar? Does it feel really calm, connected? Just allow yourself to be in it for a moment. Now as I pull this energy down into my heart space, and I allow this energy to be in my body, and I feel safe with this energy. This energy belongs to an energy that has got my highest good at the center, at the forefront of its being right now. This energy wants to interact with my energy. This energy is literally asking to be here with me. This energy wants to connect. And then we're going to take it down to your solar plexus. Just feel yourself getting even more connected to it. Any fear, any apprehension, any nervousness that you have about calling in this energy, it's perfectly fine. You are safe, you are guided, and you are held by your own beautiful, strong, higher self, by your soul. And taking this down into your sacral right now. And you can feel that tingling, that excitement about being able to connect with the different energies. That excitement about knowing that the entire universe is open to every single one of us. That the entire universe is open to all of us. For all of us to feel that love, to feel that connection, to feel and experience all of the beautiful energies that is available to all of us. And now as I take it down to my root, I feel this energy fully grounded into my being. I feel myself here connected with this energy. Sias talasho tratinde kiana ratasindi alache korosa. So as you have this beautiful column of light now within your own energy field, I want you to tune into your body right now. I want you to ask this energy field, where in your body do you need to place your attention right now? Where in your body do you need to send some healing and some love tonight? And I want you to sit with your body right now, and I want you to feel, where is it uncomfortable? Where's there niggle? And just take a moment to feel. And that place in your energy, take your attention to that place in your body and ask this beautiful energy to send soothing healing to that space in your body. Feel that gentle energy caressing your pain point. And moving around and releasing whatever it is that needs releasing. I don't want you to try and figure this out. I just want you to allow the energy to do its job tonight. There's no emotional, mental attachment to whatever you're feeling in your body. We're just allowing ourselves to play with the energy tonight. Okay. Setindia ke roshat layambake. And now, allow yourself to put your attention to your heart. And that intention, that question that you brought into the session, I want you to ask that question now with beautiful sincerity in your being. Whatever your question may be, ask that question. And then the very first thing that pops up, that you feel, that you might see, that you might hear, that you might know, allow that to be your first answer. Okay, so as we now take that answer, ask your next question about what you've just felt or experienced. So if you felt something, ask, why did I feel this? If you saw something, ask a question about this. If you heard something, allow yourself to be guided. There's no right or wrong here. Keep asking. Toyota kisia tata hindalehi rasenda sikuru siake. Yasekia rasa kutranahi alacheta. Keep asking your question. Keep asking. And do not question the first thing that pops in. Always, always the first thing. Always, always. As you are having this connection now, this beautiful being of light, just allow yourself to keep going. Shiake saraseta hianakiate. Okay. I feel that there's some of you having some really interesting conversations. Okay, so what I want you to do now, always say thank you, but I want you to see if you can get this energy that you're working with, the energy of your guide, to become known to you so that you can identify this energy. Okay, so what I mean by this is that our guides present themselves as something to us generally. Okay, so our guides will present themselves as maybe as an animal or as a human or as an angel, however they want to present themselves to you. So whoever came to you tonight to share the energy, I want you to take a moment to tune into your body and find out what this energy actually looks like. How does this energy want you to see it? Okay. It might present itself as a very bright light. It might present itself as an animal. It might present itself as a vibrant young woman in a beautiful long dress. It might present itself as a quirky young man, or maybe an old druid, or whatever. Okay. So I want you to now, in your heart, focus on your heart and ask the question. Ask the question, what do you look like? Okay. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're seeing, if you hear something, if you sense something, I want you to take that and expand on it. Okay. So ask a few more questions. Okay. Ask maybe, why are you here? What would you like to show me going forward? Maybe, how can we work together? Okay, so this energy will present itself to you in a way that makes you feel comfortable, in a way that opens your heart even further. Beautiful. So once you have an idea in your being of who this is, I want you to invite this being to come and sit in front of you. Okay? So even if it is a being of light, even if it is an animal, even if it's a star being, whoever it is, just visualize this beautiful divine being of light in front of you. Okay, whoever this guide is. Okay, your mind likes to have a picture, so allow it to go a little bit crazy tonight. Let your imagination go just a little bit wild. Okay. And now as this beautiful being of light is in front of you, see yourself sending a big, big beam of light from your heart to this beautiful being. This is like an invitation, a bridge, a gateway to show that your heart is open to receiving more information. This is you showing the universe that your energy field is ready to work deeper with this energy field. And I invite you now to ask another question, anything that you feel in your heart that you want to ask, and see what happens again. Keep asking your questions. Sahe tala heroseki. Sahe tala nyatreke sukutain. Yasala shakira sikuru sitahiyate. Dare seki. Sase kutan. And as you're sitting here now, I want you to just feel into your heart right now. And that information that you received from your guide now, as I answered your question, take it and feel what it feels like in your body. Whatever they told you right now, does it feel like truth to you? Does it feel real to you? Is the vibrations of your being aligning with the message that you have just received? So all of what you're feeling. It is always really, really important for us to discern the energy and the messages and see how the frequency starts vibrating with our own frequency. And many of the beings that we get to work with are very high frequency, high vibrational beings. And sometimes these messages might be a little bit overwhelming, it might be a little bit scary, but it's just because our own frequencies are sometimes needing to up a bit to truly embrace these messages, to truly feel and connect with these messages. So it's really, really important that you are always checking in, always feeling, where am I at with this? There are so many beautiful divine light beings everywhere. And there are so many messages of love and hope and healing and release that is needed now in the world. And there are so many of you who are working with the earth, and there's so many of you who are working with people and guiding people. And you have to start trusting yourself. You have to start trusting your own vibration. You have to start trusting your knowing, your body, how you are feeling. And this is an invitation to you to really start owning your power now. So any ideas that you hold about, I can't do this, this is silly, I can never get it right. We are inviting you to keep going. We are inviting you to experience the floodgates of information that wants to land here on this planet. We are inviting you and asking you to open yourself up for more beautiful energies. Because part of channeling information, part of channeling energies is not just about receiving, but it's about bringing in these messages, these codes that don't even ever have to be spoken. When you transmit them through your structure of your body, you bring those codes into the realm of this planet. You bring them into this dimension. And there is so much of this that needs to be shared out. And when you allow these to come into your own energy field, you will be transmitting them outwards when you start interacting with others as well. So you need to understand that channeling is not just about writing down sentences or bringing messages. It's about bringing energy onto this planet. It's about raising frequency. It's about learning about new frequencies and new ways of working with the energies. And if your hearts are open, as we know they are, you can never go wrong. La shura se tayoko trandaki la chetrin. Isia se ke la chetrin dahiaka ramatokoro se la shiasen. Etri la che korosa le yatara e korote la yatrin. Yatenda seko trela. Okay. So take a deep breath in and take a moment to pull your energy back into your body. Take a moment now to release the energy of this beautiful being out of your body. So visualizing this energy going all the way up out of your crown. And as this energy leaves you, take a moment to say your thank yous to this energy. And every single time you do this, every single time you invite energy back into your being, remember to always say thank you. Remember to always say thank you. So this energy that you worked with tonight, you were accessing the signature of your guide, of this being of light that you worked with. You were asking questions and you were interacting with it. And I invite you to continue to do this. All it takes is a few quiet moments. All it takes is you visualizing and inviting in. Just moving yourself into the energy. And then starting to play, to ask questions, to be curious. The spiritual journey is about being curious, about wanting to figure out, how does this work? How do I do this? How does it all fit together? And the one thing that I can say is that there's never anything wrong. Nothing that you're trying to do is ever wrong. Okay? You have to be like a really curious little kid when you come and play in these realms and you ask questions. You have to have thousands of questions, and why, and how does this work? Because this stuff is amazing. And our grown-up minds have forgotten to create space for questions. Our grown-up minds want structure and just so much restriction. And what these beautiful energies that we are starting to work with and experience, what they are is free flowing, and what they are is like open fields of possibility. And they're inviting you to run in there and just lie down and receive. There's just so much love out there. Okay, so as you now just take a moment to bring back your energies into your body right now. Bring back your awareness into this moment where you are, where you're sat. Just take a deep breath in. And one last time, we'll say thank you to all of the energies, all of the guides, everything that came through tonight. And now, once you've done this, I want you to be conscious of closing your circle again, visualizing yourself now, literally closing the door on the realm. So I always go and I close the circle 3 times. Herasiake, Rosandake, Rayale, Chentrataki, Ratakian, Halachita, Asake, Harisiaken. Connecting with all of the directions every time and saying my thank yous and closing down the space. Okay, so also ensuring that you see yourself fully grounded. So I like to stand with my feet on the ground, imagine myself standing firmly on the ground, calling in Mother Gaia to hook into my heart, to hook into my being, ensuring that I'm fully reconnected with the 3rd dimension again, back into my room, back into the space where I am, all of my energy back into my body, back right into this moment here and now. Okay. When you're ready, you can start moving about, coming back. Okay. So everyone coming back slowly. Okay. So I see Michaela put a question here saying she's very visual and she doesn't normally hear stuff. And I feel like for accurate information, hearing is better. Or not better, but more accurate. Okay. There's no better or worse, babe. There's no better or worse. There's what works for you. Okay. And I'm very visual. So I love seeing things. And in the beginning, I couldn't see stuff. But eventually the seeing came when I practiced enough. So now I love seeing stuff. I hear every now and again. I definitely feel very strongly, and obviously I know. Hearing doesn't happen that often, so it's not one of my primaries, but trusting our knowing is a biggie, okay? Trusting what we're feeling, what's coming in is a biggie. So that's just my personal experience. Okay. Right. So everyone back, and any questions at all about all of what I've shared tonight? I know it was a lot. You're welcome to put a hand up if there's nothing. Okay. Shirley, do you want to ask something, babe? Oh, just do that again. Just unmute again. Sorry, I think I clicked you. Yes, go for it.
We did it together. That was fabulous. Thank you so very much. My question is, I do hear, but it's like an internal voice.
Okay.
It's like a thought.
Yes.
And sometimes I must admit, I wonder, is that my thought, wishful thinking, or was it a voice? So I suppose it's playing around with that. That's just going to be learning to trust it.
And I think like the one thing for me that's really important is that the very first thing you hear, okay, that first thought before your brain can come in,
Okay,
that's your intuitive thought. Okay. So that's my rule of thumb. The very first thing that hits my senses, that hits my knowing, like the minute that thing comes up, that's what I hold on to. But then what happens is my doubt and my re-questioning and all that type of stuff that then comes and it wants to now deconstruct this thing and make sense of it, and then it just messes it all up. Okay. So one of the things that's really important when I'm channeling for my clients is that I don't question the weird shit that I see. Okay. I just like the weird stuff that comes through, even if it doesn't make any sense to me, I'm still going to share it. I'm always going to give it to people. I'm always going to tell them about what I'm seeing. Because you can't always, they have a frame of reference. They've got a way of understanding things. And when you say something, it will make sense to them. Like sometimes I'll just see some random animal and then I'll be like, okay, what does this mean to you? And then they're like, oh no, I saw that and da 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 da. Okay, but that means something to them. Okay, and that sparks a conversation and that sparks something else. Okay, so we have to trust those hits that we get, especially when we
do that if it's for someone else. It's for when it's myself. Then I go, that can't be that easy.
Okay. No, then you have to, because that's the easiest thing. It's really important. For yourself, you need to trust it even more, like 100 times more. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fabulous. So,
thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure. Okay, so I see I've got another question here. Let me just quickly. Ooh, okay, wait. How do shape shifting and channeling correlate? Okay, Steph. So it's interesting for me. So, when I was speaking in the beginning about when that energy comes in and it takes over. Okay. So when I allow myself to be guided and I allow this energy to take over my body, basically. Okay. What happens often is that then that shape shifting occurs. So people will look at you and they'll be like, oh my goodness, your face has changed, something in you have changed. And there'll be that moment when you can see this other being within that person. Okay. That's a moment of shape shifting. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So you'll see, I mean, I know we don't all watch Karen when she channels, right? But when she channels at Project Earthworks, sometimes there's a shift in the way that she actually looks, because you can see she becomes this energy. Okay. You don't always see it, and I think it's if you've really tuned in, then you can definitely see people shifting. It's a bit freaky though, especially also when you see yourself shape shifting. Okay, so let's see. There's some more questions here. I still keep doubting myself. It would be great if I could get that confirmation of what I felt was correct. Oh, babe, wouldn't we all? I want a big poster and they go, 10 out of 10, Yolandi, you did this right. But you have to realize that part of this experience of going into channeling is about learning to fully trust yourself. Okay. And this is like I said, you have to keep practicing, you have to keep trying, you have to, your energy will become more confident the more you do this. Okay, so I promise you, you just have to listen to that voice. Just keep listening, babe. Seriously, it's amazing when we start really fully trusting ourselves. Athena says, I try to overcomplicate it. I speak light language and channel, yet I feel like it's not enough. Ego. You remind me that just our energy alone is bringing codes forward. The space we create is so powerful, and at times, no words are just as powerful. And Athena, I think this is something that's really important, and especially for those of you who might be experiencing channeling light language as well, right? Because one thing I see often is like everyone tries to translate, everyone tries to use language to bring understanding, and very often we don't need language. Okay, we just need to feel the energies, and that for me is my most potent moments of channeling and experiencing, was when I just allowed myself to feel the energies. Okay, when those moments when you have that beautiful Christ consciousness coming in and your whole body and everything's okay, and just like everything is fine, and you just have this expansive feeling in your heart, that's the most potent channeling, and that goes beyond any words, anything else. Okay, so we also have to honor the energies, because especially for the healers out there, for you guys who are healers, like your presence, your energy out there in the world, like it kicks ass, right? Like you don't even have to say anything. You sit in a room and you be, and the world will change. Okay, so it's very potent and it's very powerful. Okay, so let's quickly see. Maggie. Okay, so Maggie got some wonderful messages, many that had to do with my Akashic records. Okay, so this is very cool, Maggie, because like in the last workshop that we did, when I spoke about like the fact that like your Akashic records is right here, your energy, your DNA is right here, right? Like everything about you is right here. And so you have got access to that, okay? And you can get that information so quickly for yourself as well. But there's obviously the little trust thing, the little like believing what you're seeing and what you're hearing is actually real. Okay, so cool. So, okay, fabulous. Okay, guys, so any other questions before we go? Okay, awesome. So I just want to say thank you so much for spending time here with me tonight. I really appreciate it, and I hope you got some insights into how I view channeling. And yeah. Oh, Natasha, my original question was a simple one, but it led onto a more in-depth one, leading to that of a light warrior versus a light worker. Okay, Natasha, talk to me, babe. Explain your question and mute yourself. Okay.
Yeah, so essentially, so the first question was really, really simple, and it was almost like a continuation of a series of sort of back and forth. And the thing that came through was essentially, you must remember it's about you being a light warrior. And I thought, I actually first heard light warrior, meaning you're worrying about the light, but it's like, no, it's a light warrior. And then I was thinking, but the only term I know is light worker. This is a brand new word for me. Although even as I'm saying it, there's a familiarity to it there. So I'm kind of wondering, in terms of like energetics, what would be, and I can research this afterwards, so no pressure, but what would be your quick interpretation of a light warrior versus a light worker?
Oh man, see, you're giving me goosies all over. Oh, so the light warriors, oh man, they are the souls who I believe are here to to shift shit up. Okay. They're the ones who are here to literally start changing ways that things are being done. If I look at like the old paradigms, the old structures, all of that, the light warriors are here to break that down. okay? They are here to start questioning all of the old structures that is in place, that is keeping us small, that's keeping our energy out of our power, out of like who we really are, this whole like authenticness of us. They are here to fight for that. They are here to break down those structures. So if you got being a light warrior, then you need to start looking into that, babe. You need to start like feeling into like where is it in your role, how you show up in your life, that you can start to relook at what the structures are that's not working for society, that's harming people, that's harming the evolution of our consciousness on this planet. Okay. That's exciting shit. I'm just going to say that. Okay. Athena said, this is lovely. The activist, the truth bearer, the Joan of Arc. Yeah. Okay. That's it. The ones to break down everything. Okay. Hold on. I see there's another question. The correct, okay. Karina, is it okay if we don't get the question right? Oh man, you overthinker people. Babe, intention, okay? The question doesn't have to be 100% right. The intention is what you have to think about, okay? What is your intention? I always say to my students when we do the Akashic Records that our guides will always show us what we need to see, okay? They're never going to show us stuff that we don't need to see right now. They show us what we need to see right now. They give us the answers that we need to get right now so that we can take the next step on our journey. And I know all of us are impatient, and I know all of us want the map and the right questions to ask and like exactly how everything needs to pan out. But if we're asking for guidance and we're channeling and we're feeling into this, like you're always going to ask the right things. Okay, I promise you. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, let's quickly see. Ooh. Okay, so Maria, can you be both light warrior and light worker? Yes, definitely. Well, in my opinion, you need to be a light worker first to be a light warrior. So we are all light workers, okay? But there's some warriors, and there's some people who are going to go into battle, and then there's some of us who are going to basically be the ones holding the space, holding the light, and being the ones that anchors the light in. And then there's going to be those with the swords running around, changing the world and wanting to do things. Okay. And we don't all have to be warriors. Just know that. That's also good. Okay. Let me. Oh, Nick says that really resonates with me. Cool. I'm a little bit behind on all these. Okay. Yolandi says, thanks, Yolandi. It doesn't feel so scary anymore. That's the whole point, Yolandi, making this not scary, because people feel like this shit is scary and it's complicated and everything. Like if we keep it simple, if we really start working from basics, we can really start exploring this. Okay, so let me just see if there's anything else. Okay. Okay, so a truth bearer. So if your energy, just the last question there from Maria. If you're Miriam, I think, yeah, okay. So truth bearers, if your energy signature is that of divine truth, if you are here to bring the truth out, to basically uncover things, that for me is a truth bearer. Okay, if you are here to take the whatever you call it off people's eyes, like they're just showing me they're going, take it off their eyes. If you're here to make people see the truth, see out of the illusions, and actually see what's really going on, that's the truth blinkers. Thanks, Nix. Take the blinkers off. That's what a truth bearer is. Okay, and it's a shitty job because it takes guts to speak the truth. But you know, that's why a lot of us are here, is to break the illusions down. Okay, cool. Thank you for the questions, guys. It was really like lovely to be able to just have this conversation with you. Okay, so I hope everything makes sense. Yeah, if there's anything else, you know where my email is. You're always welcome to pop me another question if something pops up. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I really had a lot of fun doing this with you, and just thank you so much for your energy and your time. And yeah, I think that's it from my side. So thank you so much, and have an absolutely amazing evening. And I'll probably be back in about 6 weeks' time with another workshop. So just watch out for that. I'm sure my guides are going to throw something at me and go, we need to talk about this. And then I can share some more with you guys. Okay. So awesome. So thank you very much for all your energy and your time tonight. I really appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you. Bye.